Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. One of the miraculous facts of the Quran is that it leaves a deep impression in the listeners' hearts. If you go back 1400 years to Rasulullah's time, you see, including Umar radiallahu anhu, most of the companions, they were impressed by the recitation, by listening to the Quran. Of course, the difference between them and us is they understood the Quran. And in our time, there are lots of celebrities. For example, Muhammad Ali himself, in his biography, we can know that he also got impressed by the recitation of the Quran. There are lots more celebrities like Hamza Yusuf, for example, who is a great sheikh of our time, English sheikh. He converted to Islam in 1977 by listening to the Quran, reading the Quran, studying the Quran. Yusuf, who was previously Cat Stephen, one of the very groundbreaking musicians in the 70s and 80s. He, like Michael Jackson, as we are familiar. So they also accepted Islam by just listening to the Quran. In the modern time, you find Hollywood celebrity like Lohan Lindsay, even Will Smith. They're reading the Quran, and they have in their interviews said something about the Quran which is really, really fascinating. For example, Will Smith, he said, the Quran is so simple. It literally impressed me. I read the Quran from cover to cover, the English translation. Now, what the Quran tells us about them, why the people who try to stop the Quran spreading, they do. Allah says in Surah Fussilat verse 26, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَا تَسْمَعُوا لِهَذَا الْقُرْآنِ وَالْغَوْا فِيهِ. And the disbelievers, they say, do not listen to this Quran and make noise, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَغْلِبُونَ, so that you will be winners. So for them to win, they think that if you drown the voice of the Quran, the melody of the Quran, the sound of the Quran, and they say make noise, go. They try to do that. What happened actually for them? Allah says in Surah An'am verse 25, وَجَعَلْنَا عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ أَكِنَّةً. In their hearts they are literally covering. Allah has made some coverings on their hearts. وَفِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرًا. And in their ears there are some covers, some curtains in their ears. They cannot hear. They cannot hear the truth. So, and they can't literally tolerate what the Quran tells humans, what the Quran gets across the message to human for their personal improvement, psychological improvement. This is what the psychology of some Western Islamophobic people. So Quran is such an impressive book on earth. Just listening to it will suffice a person sometimes to get impressed. The beauty of the recitation, even the jinns. Sometimes in Surah Jinn, first verse is قُلْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أَنَّهُ اسْتَمَعَ نَفْرٌ مِّنَ الْجِنِّ فَقَالُوا إِنَّا سَمِعْنَا قُرْآنًا عَجَبًا. Tell them, Ya Rasulullah, so some tell them, tell your companions and people of the Quraysh, that to me a host of jinn came and they said, we have listened to a wonderful Quran, a wonderful recitation of the Quran. So even jinn kind, they were impressed by the recitation of the Quran. So this is one of the beauties of the Quran. Inshallah, in this month of Ramadan, keep reciting the Quran, try to understand the verses of the Quran. Then you will be able to, inshallah, unfold more embedded messages that will guide you through to the end of your life. Allah give us the ability to understand His words. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.